Hi, and welcome to the second tutorial in the Python, Pandas, and Excel spreadsheet series. In our last tutorial, we were able to create a Excel spreadsheet that had 66 tabs of baseball stats data. And that would be great, except that we saw that the data were not consistent across years. And I'm going to bring up that Excel spreadsheet here, and we're going to just verify what we saw last time. So here I'm opening up Excel file, recent documents, baseball stats, sure. All right, and so, well, that's not the one. Open. Date modified. Is it that one? Could be. Okay. And so we saw that from 1954 all the way up to cancel 68, we have a certain set of headings here for our Excel our tables, and at 69 it changes. And these tables from 69 onward are actually the ones that we're interested in. And so what we're going to do this time is we're going to take a look at our code. We're going to create a dictionary that we can inspect in our interactive session. And when we inspect that dictionary, it'll give us a clue about how to resolve this particular issue for this case, so that we have the same tables everywhere. Then we'll verify our tables are the same, and then we'll resave everything and inspect our spreadsheet so we know we have the same data in all the different tabs. Okay, so somewhere up here under our imports, we'll make a new definition for a dictionary. I'll just call it stats and open close braces. So I've declared an empty dictionary, and that's what that does. And so now inside here, we won't change anything, but we'll say stats, and we're going to give it year as the dictionary key, and we'll say stats equals, and we'll say baseball stats. And so that's it. We read the website as baseball stats, and now we're going to record the in a dictionary all the baseball stats, not just the zero, the first entry of the list, but all of them. And that way we can go in our interactive session over here. We will be able to look at the stats for a particular year and inspect it and find out something about it. And so we don't need to do this part right now. And so I will comment that out using, in this IDE, that's Control-1. But basically you just put a little, this is the comment symbol for Python code. All right, well, let us save this and run it. And we'll see if we get any errors. I don't expect any. But we are reading 66 websites and getting the data from them. So once we've gotten all the data sorted out and in the format that we understand that it should be, then we'll move forward with what I said we'd do last time too, which is to save that data. Well, once we save it as a Excel spreadsheet and it's in the right format, then we don't need to go to the website. We can just read the spreadsheet. So I think that'll be maybe the next tutorial. Okay, well, it ran, it executed with no errors. So now if we go over here and look at stats, it's a pretty big thing. We can expand this a little bit. And yeah, you can see, so here 2019, and it's got all of this stuff. So what we're really interested in is we want to look at stats, and we'll say 1968. All right, and so what do we have in there? We actually have two tables of data. So we have a table 0 and a table 1 in terms of the list, right? So if we look at the length of stats 1968, it's 2. And if you recall from our last tutorial, There was only one entry in the list for the more modern baseball stats, and that was 1. And so this, for whatever reason, the HTML reader is recording 2 sets of tables. And so it turns out that if you look at the headings here, it's team, number batting average, etc. It's the same headings that we saw before, and those are the ones we want. And instead of it being the 0th entry, it is in fact the first one, right? So, well, that's the length of it. Again, computers do what you tell them, not what you want them to do. So there's the table that we're interested in. So all we really need to do is we need to go back into our scripting area here, and instead of saying data frames append baseball stats 0, we'll say if year greater than 1968, and if the year is greater than 1968, then we do want to append the first entry in the list. But otherwise, if the year is earlier, 68 or earlier, then we'll basically want to copy that, but say append the second table. And instead of meticulously going through and checking every table, we're going to assume that that holds true. We can look at the spreadsheet and verify whether or not it does hold true, and if it does, then we're done. So let us save that, and I will run it again to see if we get any errors. Although, I'll tell you what, I should have uncommented all this out, which I can do right now. It's not going to affect how this is running, so we're going to have to run it again. So it ran with no errors, and that's a good sign. So we'll save this, and we'll run it again. And yes, it creates another baseball stats file, .xlsx. You know what, it's going to run into a problem because I've got that file open. If I close it fast enough, I might preempt it. There we go. Okay. So yes, I was able to close the file faster than it was able to know that it wanted to open it and read it, and it would have had a problem. But I think I got there faster. All right. So another baseball stats file. So we're opening it up, and now we see 1954. We got team, number, bat edge, whatever. It's got all the right headings up here that we expect, and we can kind of click through here and verify that that is in fact the case. All right, all the way past 1969 and up into the very modern era. So hopefully, if you followed along here, we were able to correct, not really a mistake, but we were just able to verify that we got all the data we wanted. And we stored it all into this Excel spreadsheet using Pandas. We didn't really have to do a lot, but we created a dictionary to verify the data in the interactive session. We resaved and confirmed that the data is the data we want. So in the next tutorial, I will show you how to open the Excel file, read the data from there, and that way you can save your data to an Excel file and then read it from there, so you don't have to go online, or if you don't have an internet connection, you can still do the data reading that you want to do. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.